Hey everybody, I'm back again as promised from earlier today. I am going to prepare some green gumbo. I know you guys are probably saying, what in the hell is green gumbo? So green gumbo is a dish that is prepared in New Orleans, in Louisiana. It's prepared usually on like Holy Thursday, and so it's prepared to prepare people for the fast on Friday, the good fast. And so if you give up meat, which I do most of the time for like Lent, I give up different things that I really enjoy. Meat most times is one of them. Sometimes I'll give up like pop or chocolate or different things like that. But anyway, if you practice or believe in giving up something for Lent, then this would be a good dish for you. So again, it's a dish that's made with numerous greens and onions. Some people use beets, but I don't use beets in mine. I use turnip bottoms. So I'll tell you what you'll need and what I have. I have some going already, but I'm gonna tell you what you'll need. So you'll need 1 bunch of mustard greens, 1 bunch of Swiss chard, 1 bunch of collard greens, 1 bunch of watercress, 1 bunch of kale. I have about 3 cups of arugula that I'm going to use and mixed with spinach. I'm going to use that. And then I have a half of a cabbage that I'm also going to use. So those are the greens. Oh, 1 more green. I chopped up the tops of carrots. So all of the green leafy parts that you see on fresh carrots, I chopped that off and I'm gonna use that. I think there were maybe like about 4 medium-sized carrots. And so I just chopped off the greens. I'll use those, and I'll put the carrots up. I'll use those for another time because this recipe does not call for carrots. And so let me show you what I have boiling here. So in a pot, I have all of those greens mixed in. The only greens that I have not mixed in yet are the cabbage and the arugula and baby spinach. Everything else is pretty much going. I have it going in about approximately 4 cups of vegetable stock, because we're gonna go the vegetarian route first. 4 cups of vegetable stock, and I use 2 cups of water because I have a lot of greens in here. That's the only thing that I've gotten in there so far. Give that a nice stir. Okay, these have been cooking for approximately 20 minutes, I'll say. So and I have them on high, and I'll put the lid back on for now. So the first thing that I want to do is, let me show you guys these greens. So this is just a little bit of what I have left over. Not really left over, but I'm going to get ready to blend these in my blender to kind of puree them. But I chopped all of the greens up. If you have a food processor that will chop this up for you, then that's fine. Use that. But I kind of just chopped my own stuff up fine. Just every green that I bought, chopped them up real good. Just like that. And so I am going to take my blender, put me some greens in there. Stuff them right on in there. My hands are clean, so if you're gonna do some stuffing with your hands and not use a tongue like I'm doing, then please wash your hands. I'm gonna add some water to this. That's maybe about a cup and a half of water, and that's only so that I can loose the greens up. So I want to puree this, but I want those greens to be loose. Put the top on there. Puree that real good. I'm gonna do that because I need this juice to be kind of like almost like a soup or stew. Like a stew, I'll say that. So I'll do that bunch. I wish that this was bigger, you know, but it's not, the cup is not big, it's as large as it is. So I'm gonna go in again, take the rest of my greens, stuff them right in there, just like that. And if you guys have a large blender, excuse me, you can take this and just put it all in that large blender. And this is maybe about 5 cups of what was left over from all of the bunches of greens that I chopped up. And so again, you want like a stew. You want it to be like a stew. So this is why we're pureeing these greens. Although I chopped them, I want some of these greens to be pureed. Okay, good enough. Boy, I tell you, if you are not regular, you will be regular by the time you get done eating this green gumbo. And that's for certain. So, it's real good for the body. So I'm going to pour that right in there like that. And that's all I'm going to be doing as far as pureeing. So, I'm going to put that right in the sink. And I'm going to give that a nice little stir. And while I have the top off, while the lid is off, I am going to add in my garlic. I have like 2 tablespoons of garlic. You know, so we're gonna put that in there. The carrot tops, they're really aromatic, so I can kind of smell them. I can smell them actually over, like, you know, turnip greens can be kind of strong with that scent, but over the carrot tops are stronger. I can smell those. So I'm gonna add my garlic on in there. Put my garlic in there. And then I have, like I said, most people use they'll use beets, fresh beets, but I eat beets, but I like pickled beets. So I won't be putting those in my green gumbo, but I will be using these turnip bottoms. So I took like a medium-sized turnip bottom and I kind of rough chopped it. You know, just gonna add that in there. Give it some extra flavor. Get all of that in there. Now what I have on my chopping board is, I have a half of a yellow onion because when I was cooking earlier today, I did not use the entire onion. So I'll be using that onion, which will equate to about the size of maybe like a small onion. You can use like a medium to a small onion. That was like a gigantic onion that I had earlier. So I didn't use all of it. So right now I'm going to go over here and chop that, place this lid back on here. I'm going to turn this up a little bit higher. I'm going to put this lid back on and let that kind of do its thing. It's a nice green color too because of the puree. Very nice, and it smells good. It smells really, really good. I'm going to enjoy this. Okay. So I'm going to step over here, y'all. I'm just going to chop this onion. Oh man, what I forgot to say, y'all, is for those who don't know, Cicely Tyson passed away, and I just want to offer my condolences to her family and just say that, man, I've really enjoyed her over the years. I was actually researching some information on her yesterday because she has like a new autobiography out, and I was interested in reading it, and so she passed away today. And you know, I just want to offer my condolences and say that, man, she was a legend, you know, and I'm most grateful and appreciative of having her, you know, to entertain us and to encourage us. And she was just very inspirational, you know. So I just want to say, we love you, Cicely Tyson, and just rest well, you know. Yeah. And she lived a long life, you know, that's a blessing. Very, very blessed. So I'm chopping this onion, y'all, and I'm just gonna kind of dice it up. Doesn't have to be like real small pieces. You know, it doesn't have to be real big either. So I'm just kind of giving it some nice dicing here, so that I can add to the greens, making that green gumbo. If you like, you can kind of reserve some for a garnishing if you like. I know sometimes I'll eat, when I'm eating like regular greens, I'll use tomatoes or onions as a garnish, you know. It's always good. Nice flavor. That's like one of the times that I do like eat raw onions. When I'm eating greens and when I'm eating like you know, tacos. Other than that, I kind of prefer them to be cooked. You know. And if you don't want to use all of, you know, a lot of onion, feel free to use half of it. You know, there's nothing that says that you have to add a lot of onion in there. I like flavor though. So I'm going to use as much of this as I possibly can. You know. I still have some green onion left from earlier too. I may add some of that at the end though. I'll see. Y'all know how I am. Sometimes I'll say I'm going to add something, then I get freaked out and I don't add anything. So let me see. Oh, that's looking good. So, get my onion. Put that right on in there just like that. It smells good, y'all. I'm just going to place that lid on there for a second. And let me get my chopping board out of the way, just so that I can get these onions off of here. Right. Okay. So for the meat eaters, what I do have on the side are some smoked sausages still in their drippings. So I'm just gonna set that to the side. That's for my meat eaters now, so vegetarians don't get freaked out. And then I have some smoked turkey, so I'll be adding that for the meat lovers as well. For the smoked sausage, all I did was added maybe like 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil just to brown them in, and they kind of made their own drippings. And for the smoked turkey, I put this in the pressure cooker with about 3 cups of water and just let it go. And you know, and it just started falling off the bone. I cooked it for maybe like about 45 minutes and it was done. That was it. So let me see. The next thing that I'm gonna add is, I'm gonna add a little salt, y'all. So I'm gonna use the pink Himalayan salt again for this dish. And I'm gonna use, this is about 2 tablespoons, but I don't need all of that. So I'm just gonna use like 1 teaspoon of it. That's good. Uh-oh. Well, there go the rest of it on the stove. So we won't worry about it though. We're just gonna put this top back on here. And we're gonna, what's shoulder? Throw that over our shoulder and keep it moving. Let me find me a dish rag here. And let me try to get some of this salt up off of the stove. And I'm gonna check these greens out and see what's going on in my green gumbo pot. See how those onions are doing. Okay. Well, I can use this paper towel. Oh yeah, we are looking good. Looking good and smelling good. Looking good and smelling good. Okay, now this recipe, it only called for like salt as far as seasoning, but I'm gonna use some of my special seasoning that I mix myself. Can't tell y'all what's in it because I'm gonna market it soon. So once we market it, then I'll be able to tell you what's in there. But for right now, I'm gonna add this to my green gumbo. If you guys want to play around with seasonings, feel free to do so. If not, you can just follow the recipe that I'm using with that salt in there. And then I'm going to also add some Cajun seasoning and some gumbo filet. So that'll be the seasoning that goes into this pot. And you know, the vegetable stock has sodium in there too, so you'll get that flavor from there. But I'm going to go ahead and add my seasoning, which I'm adding maybe like a 1/4 cup, and that's because my seasoning is low sodium. Very, very low. So I can use that because I like for my greens to taste a certain way, which means that I want my green gumbo to taste really, really good. Okay. And add that in there. Give it that little bitty stir like that. This smells good. Okay. What I'm gonna do now is put this lid on here, drink me some of my drink, and then I am going to get my spinach and arugula chopped up and into this pot along with my cabbage, and we'll be wrapping this thing up soon. It smells really, really good. Oh man. I can move some of this stuff out of the way too. You wash these pans. Here's my chopping board one more time. So my spinach and my baby spinach and arugula they're already clean. So all I have to do is get them and chop them up. The only thing that I'm gonna have to wash is that cabbage. I'll get that cabbage cleaned up. So I'm coming in with a handful of baby spinach and arugula, and I am going to chop these up nicely. Get it chopped up so they go right into that pot. I love the texture of spinach. Tastes really good. You know what other green I was going to add to this dish? I was going to add some butter lettuce, but the grocery store didn't have any, and I was like, oh, I'm not about to go to another store. So since I couldn't get the butter lettuce, I'm going to improvise with that cabbage. That'll work. You can get a look at that, excuse me y'all, nicely chopped. Alright. Spinach doesn't take long to cook, and the arugula doesn't either. The arugula, you know, you can eat both of those raw like that, so that spinach and that lettuce is okay. And I know Big Mama said don't leave no cloth on the stove, so. Let me get us a nice stir again. That's looking good, it's smelling good. Yes, Lord. I love good food. I'm using the rest of that seasoning. This recipe also calls for a roux, y'all, so I'm about to make some roux to go into this green gumbo, because it is a gumbo and you cannot have gumbo without roux. So I'm gonna chop my cabbage up. I think I'm only gonna use like half of the cabbage though, because this is a nice pot of green gumbo. So I won't need the entire cabbage. And I bought a small cabbage anyway, so I'll use like half of that. I want to taste it so bad, but some of those greens, they need to cook a little bit more for me. Let me find my cabbage, y'all. Yeah, see this cabbage, this is a small cabbage, not too big. So I'll use half of this. And we'll get this chopped up finely. I'm gonna rinse this bad boy out before I even put it on my chopping board. You need the big knife for that. We're going straight down the middle. Left hand and all. Come on. Come on. There we go. There we go. Now, I'm going to use the smaller portion. This other side, we'll put this other half up for another time. So let's get this cabbage rinsed off here. I'm going to rinse it, and then I'm going to chop it just like this. Any brown pieces, just take them off. Just move them on out of the way. There's also that little center part of the cabbage. It can sometimes be a little tough, but I've eaten at restaurants where they just cook the whole cabbage. They never removed anything. So give this a rough chop. Nice rough chop there. Make sure you guys watch your fingers when you're chopping. Yep. All right. We lost Hank Aaron and Cloris Leachman as well too, so may they rest in peace. Now that I think about it. Cloris Leachman, I think she died yesterday, and I want to say that Hank Aaron died maybe 3 days ago, I believe. So may they rest easy as well. Also legends, you know. This cabbage off. So into my pot, this cabbage is going to go. All right, let's take that top out of there. Oh man, that looks good. Looking good. Looking real good. Yeah. Oh yeah. Let's add that cabbage in there. There we go. Bang these greens. Like this green gumbo. You know, this green gumbo is served with rice just like a regular gumbo if you want to eat it like that. But there's nothing that says that you have to. You could just eat it like this if you want to. You can eat it with some corn muffins or cornbread if you want. It's up to you. Or just like this because it is a stew. You know? Got greens on the floor. And I'll get those up when I'm done cooking. And it's time to clean. You see that red in there for the Swiss chard. If you guys want to use rainbow Swiss chard, you can. Chard, you can't. Rainbow chard, you can. It has a nice flavor as well. I love the red that the Swiss chard is giving in this pot. It is beautiful with the greens. All right. Now, I think it's time to make that roux, y'all, because these are getting done. So let me move this turkey out of the way. Put my spoon right there. Get on this flame here. And so what I need to do, what do I need to do? I need to get my measuring cups. That is what I need to do. I actually need 2. Okay, that going. Let's salt off of there. Okay. I'm right here, y'all. I'm just getting me some flour from somewhere. All we need for this dish is a 1/4 cup of flour. Okay. And then I'm going to get me some oil, y'all, and I'll be right back over there to that camera. Y'all can hear me scrambling around a little bit. Okay, so we'll use a couple of teaspoons of vegetable oil. And then a couple of tablespoons of flour. We're just gonna make us a roux. About 3 tablespoons of flour. Set that there. Get this going. Yeah. So we'll cook that roux until it starts getting dark. We want it to get nice and dark. I'm gonna add a little bit more flour. So let's just say 4 tablespoons. Just to be on the safe side. I'm gonna drink my drink. The colors that's coming along good. Just the way I need it to do. When you're baking that roux, constantly stir it. You know, it's gonna get dark and you want the flame high. A good roux is real dark. Now what I'm going to add in this roux is some of my chopped green onions. And that's still maybe like about, that's about a little less than a 1/4 cup. That roux will start burning too, because that's what's going on up in here and it's getting dark. So I add that in. Then I'm going to add the Cajun seasoning that I was telling y'all about. I'm going to add some of that now. About a teaspoon of it. And I'm reserving the rest of it for the end. That'll be the last thing I put in will be that gumbo filet and that Cajun the remainder of the Cajun seasoning that'll go in. Now my roux is just about how I like it. That's about right. Ooh, that burned. So I have so many burns, y'all, on me from stuff splashing on me. Oh my goodness. I'm just starting to heal, so maybe I'll put some cold water on it. Maybe it won't be so bad. Okay. I've been cooking so long, getting burned. It just, ugh. I just keep on moving. Okay, so now I'm gonna turn this off. I'm gonna get my little raggedy lid there. And this roux is going right on over in here into this pot. I'm a green gumbo, because remember, this is a pot of gumbo. It's just green gumbo, as opposed to seafood gumbo and chicken and sausage gumbo. Oh yeah, that is absolutely gorgeous. Oh yeah, absolutely. I wish one of y'all was over here to wash these dishes, because I'm going to have to wash them. I don't think that's fit. I'll do the cooking. Man, I got to do the dishes. Y'all know that ain't right. Somebody needs to volunteer to come over here and hit these dishes for me. Don't everybody speak too soon now. Oh, these look so good, y'all. Okay. Excuse me. Now the last thing I'm gonna add in, like I said, was my gumbo filet. Maybe a teaspoon of gumbo filet. You can use more or less, it's up to you. And then I have my remainder of the Cajun seasoning, which is about a teaspoon. So I'm gonna add those in. And with the gumbo filet too, you guys, if you don't want to cook it in there, some people sprinkle gumbo filet over their gumbo when they're eating it. So whether it's the green gumbo or the seafood or the chicken and sausage, whatever gumbo you're eating, you could put it on top before you eat. It's your call. Make sure I got that stove on. Okay. The cabbage is looking good in it too. Yep. That's looking good, y'all. Yeah. See, this is what I like to do. See, all of my greens are just about done. Sometimes turnip bottoms can be a little tough. So I usually just take my spoon, and if I can break it like that, they're done. You know? So that's pretty good. Now, for my vegetarians, this will be it. This is the last. Once I put that gumbo filet and that Cajun seasoning in this pot, that's it. That's all. So if you're cooking for half of the family members that are vegetarians, you might want to stop right here and take half of the green gumbo out of the pot. The remainder leave in there so that we can add the sausage and the chicken for the meat lovers. The sausage and the turkey, not chicken, the turkey. It's poultry, whatever. It's all the same. So I'm going to add these sausage. So I have like 2 chopped smoked sausage. Now, they do have the drippings. So I don't know if I'm going to use all of the drippings. Because it's quite a lot, probably because of the type of sausages that I use, and these are beef. So, but you can feel free to use turkey or whatever, or if you want to, vegetarians, if y'all want to do the plant-based sausage in there, by all means, do so. Whatever floats your boat, do it. So I'm gonna put these sausage in there. I don't want them all in there though, just a little bit. Let me do that. Not too many. Because these are spicy, so I can't have too much spice. Then I'm gonna take all of my smoked turkey, which is, this was a nice size smoked turkey wing. Feel free to use turkey tails, turkey drumsticks or whatever. I wanted to use the wing for this meal. So I'm gonna take that and put all of that meat in there. Just like that. Nice smoky flavor. Very, very nice. And now I have rice already that I cooked. So because this is served with, it's served with white rice, steamed rice, hot rice, white rice. I'm just gonna put that in there for a couple of seconds because it was cold and I had it already as leftover rice. I wasn't about to cook another pot of rice. I had rice earlier today, brown rice, and so I just want a little bit for this green gumbo just so that I can try it. But when I eat my bowl of green gumbo, there won't be any rice in. I'm probably just gonna eat it as a stew, just like this. So I'm gonna pour some of this white rice in my other bowl and then spoon some of the green gumbo in there. This is just about ready. So get my ladle out. Rinse that off. And I'll sit it right there. And I'm gonna take that lid off of it because I have plenty of juice in that pot. So if you guys are cooking and that the liquid is up like that, you can kind of just you can take that top off and just finish cooking. Look at that. Can y'all see that? The sausage and the turkey. Yeah, and all of those greens, all of those good greens. Yeah. Very good. I see the onions and the turnip bottoms. Yeah, that smells good. Now I'm gonna try it. The only thing that I may have to do is add a little bit more salt, but I'm hopeful that I won't. I'm hopeful that I won't have to. Now, I'm just using. This is not even like. I think maybe 2 tablespoons of white rice. Because I've had enough rice for today, for one day. Oh, these are good. Yeah. I'm gonna eat them with a spoon, but you know, it's kind of like, I'm so used to eating greens with a fork. But again, it's like a stew, so you know, you kind of use a spoon or fork. So I'm gonna I want a little bit of everything. So I'm gonna make sure I have some onions. I want me a turnip bottom. Let me see. Yeah, onion, turnip bottom. I have a sausage. That spoon just fell down in there. Ugh. I have to pour that out of there. A little piece of turkey. And I think that's good. Oh, maybe, let me see. Let me see. A little bit of that Swiss chard. A little bit of that going on in that bowl. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. A little bit more. All right. Got some cabbage. Okay, y'all, my spoon is completely down in here. So what I'm going to do is pull that bad baby up out of there. I'm going to turn my stove down now. And let that just kind of simmer. Because it's done. Let me take my... Actually, those two can go there. I'm going to go over and get my spoon out of here with a fork. I'll use this fork right here. So pull that up out of there. Put that in the sink. Let me see, y'all. This looks so good. I'm gonna use a fork and a spoon. So let's go for the spoon first. Okay. Let's try with a little bit of rice. I swear I'm not exaggerating. This is so good. Oh my God. I'm gonna pick up a piece of. Okay, so this, I'm gonna tell y'all what it tastes like. Because it has the root in there and the Cajun seasoning, and the onions and the garlic. It tastes like gumbo, but it's refreshing because it's made with greens. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but let's try a piece of turkey. That's good. Oh, what? This is good. Okay, if y'all don't want to make this and you want me to make y'all a pot, hit my line. Okay, now see, let me try it with this sausage, y'all. I know I'm not supposed to have spice, but I got to have this one sausage. And actually, I'm going to pick this. Let me see, I want to eat this sausage with a piece of this turnip bottom. Just to see what's going on. If you want to eat this with greens, feel free to do so, but you really don't need them. But I'm gonna tell you now, the rice is a plus. I only put like 2 tablespoons in there, which was enough for me because, like I said, I had rice earlier. But y'all, maybe put like a 1/4 cup of rice in there and pour that broth on top of it and these greens. Oh man. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't help it. Yeah. This is where it's at. Right here in my kitchen. I promise you this is where it's at. Oh boy. Now y'all know Valentine's Day coming up, so for y'all, for the women that don't know how to cook, if y'all want to trick these men or whatever, and tell them y'all made that food, I'm down for the cause. I will help you out. And for y'all men, if y'all want to do something sweet for your ladies, make her some of this green gumbo, hit my line. We'll keep her regular. Okay, y'all. Oh, man. That Swiss chard, that's good. Every green that I used in here is fire. That's all I'm saying. All of it. I'm the one that, when I make greens, I don't usually eat the meat out of there. I just don't. Like, I leave it for everybody else, but no. This is fine. This is really, really good. They got these good old onions. Okay, y'all. That's pretty much it, because I keep on eating this. Y'all don't keep on watching. Look, that spoon, the other spoon that fell down there, I don't even care. I'm tell you. Y'all. Let me tell you how good this is. This broth is so good, y'all. I gotta drink some of this. I'm sorry, y'all judge me. I don't care. I'm drinking it. If y'all sick, this gonna open up your soul. If you got a cold, congested, any of that stuff, this gonna do it for you. Okay, y'all. I'm gone. Thanks y'all for tuning in. Deuces.